So just yesterday, the news broke that Microsoft has laid off another, what is it this time, like 9,000 people and shut down some long in development game titles. While there have been a whole lot of reasons why pretty much all the big video companies have been laying off so many game developers over the past few years, one of the reasons is unsustainable practices when it comes to what kinds of games to make and how to make them. News also came out yesterday that EA has spent more than $400 million already on making Battlefield 6. Now, if you're a reasonable person, you may think to yourself, didn't they just spend a ton of money on the last Battlefield game, which was a huge flop? In fact, for this $500 million investment to make sense financially, EA would need 100 million players to decide Battlefield 6 is the shooter they want to stick with. 100 million. When the previous most popular the series has ever been brought in only 30 million. Wow. These kind of moonshot investments that video game companies are making are one of the main unsustainable practices that lead directly to huge layoffs. Making the game so massive, so packed with features, makes it a selling point, right? This is the biggest game ever made with 11 billion hours of gameplay. It took a quadrillion devs 70 years to make it. Oh my god! But here's the thing. Who really looks at numbers and size like that and thinks that's a good thing? You could be a kid with school or an adult with a job, but seriously, ain't nobody got time for that. Game companies are looking at success stories like Grand Theft Auto and learning all the wrong lessons. It's unsustainable to try to outspend Rockstar. You're not gonna make a game that's successful. I hate to break it to you if you don't know that already. It's not all doom and gloom though. The real answer for getting the gaming industry back on track also happens to be the same strategy that has sustained the business of making video games since the very beginning. That is, make smaller scale, shorter games that cost less money. On the business side, the advantages couldn't be more obvious. If your games cost less to make, you have much less risk because you don't need to sell millions and millions to make a nice profit. Talented developers can be making games instead of worrying about their jobs. And players, what would your typical player have to say?
I really like short games. I do like long games and really long games and medium length games, but I really like short games. I like short games like all the Cat Quests, Cat Quest 1, 2, and 3, which are basically little RPGs with little builds and spells and attacks and lots of cat puns, of course, but also lots of adventuring. A really nice story for such a short game. And there's like the replayability factor of this game is pretty huge. Short games also like Plucky Squire, which is a really cute game, really inventive, lots of different mechanics, and the very specific mechanic of moving from 2D to 3D is very fun. It's very interesting, and it does have a point in the story. And another short game that I also liked was The Last Campfire, which is just a really cute game with a really nice story, really nice mini stories as well, some puzzles, some collectibles to find, and it's just it can be quite introspective, even if it's a game that you'll play for 4 to 8 hours, you know. But what I really like about short games is that they're not really long-term investments. I think that there is a time and a situation for every kind of game, and different people are going to enjoy different kinds of games, of course, but I'm the kind of person who likes to play different games, even if not all the time, but different games. And I think that some stories are better told in a short game. Some mechanics are really fun in a short game instead of a really long one. And it depends of the time in your life. Like, are you trying to play a game during lunch break, or do you have 6 hours ahead of you when you have all the time in the world? Those factors are going to define what kind of game I'm going to be playing. And short games definitely have a place in my collection and in my gaming rotation. I try to stick to 2, maximum 3 long games, and then do a few shorter games in between. Short games do bring me joy. That's basically it. Bring me joy. They tend to be cute, easy to play. I can play them now and finish them in 1 week or even less, and then I can play them back again next year and get, all the little fun and the nostalgia and the little jokes. I really like that.
So yeah, with all due respect, game makers, please, I'm gonna need y'all to wrap this stuff up. Please. Wrap it up!
So play a short game. Like, what do you think about short games? What games do you consider to be short, and which short games have you coming back over and over and over again? Let us know in the comments down below.